interesting. We are at an interesting point in life, an interesting age, whereby we have an array of different fields to go into in front of us to build a future. We're all trying to build some form of future, right?
Got to build something.
I'd hope so.
What are we aiming for? Is anyone in here aiming to sort of be famous, or are we just looking to kind of feed our family? What are you aiming for, Charlie?
I just want to be able to do what I want when I want to do it. Basically, I just want freedom from
financial freedom.
Yeah. Not even financial freedom. Like, not necessarily. You can work a minimum wage job and have enough time to do what you want to do and enjoy yourself in the maximum way you can. I just want to find my niche.
So simple, man.
I'd like to make a bit of money while I'm doing it.
Of course.
Are you looking to be an entrepreneur in some way? You say freedom, do you mean a sense of freedom over when you can work, or freedom over how you use your time, or
all of it? I just want to, if I wake up one day and I don't want to work necessarily, or I want to have a chiller day, then I'll be able to do that. I mean, to be fair, I would want to make enough money where I don't have to work. I would want to have something that keeps me busy, but not necessarily your 9 to 5. Like, you can, I just want to be able to live my life.
But that's also very realistic as well, and very achievable.
100%.
You're not asking for the world, you just
I think simplicity at its finest, mate.
That is simplicity at its finest.
What do you think it takes? Do you think it takes mastery of one thing, or do you think you can explore in a world of opportunities and sort of test the waters and stuff? What do you think it takes to get to that position?
Well, I say I like a lot of fingers and a lot of pies.
fingers and a lot of pies.
Do you know what I mean? So you can have all your pies and eat your cake and fucking have it and do the rest of it. Like, as many metaphors as you want. If you don't limit yourself to one thing, like, you can be a master at one thing. That thing can be great, but it can only ever take you so far. You never know what anything else can do for you unless you actually do it. So
how do you fucking know? That's
my question. You just got to give as much as you want to try.
No one knows no one knows anything.
If you feel like you want to do something, you may as well give it a go.
What do I fucking know?
Game, mate. Life's a game.
Yeah, sorry.
Play the game.
It's fucking sick, mate. That was fucking sick.
That was nice.
Well said, Charlie.
Right, Charlie, that was hard.
It's an interesting world, full of opportunities and full of a lot of different directions that you're being, people are trying to pull you in, right?
Yeah, true.
At times, it's difficult to be the master of something in a world that's pulling you in so many different directions. You may be good at a lot of things, but you have to be the master at something, right, to get the full rewards from it. However, as you say, Charlie, you're not actually asking for a lot, You want your time. Do you want a family?
I'd like to have kids and that.
With several women or one?
Oh, no, I just, one lady, one special lady, that'd be nice.
Traditional,
What do you think about that, Dom? Are you a traditional man, or are you looking to have a couple of concubines?
I don't really know yet. I think I'll probably end up being pretty traditional. But mate, I'm young.
What are your balls telling you?
What are my balls telling me? My balls tell me an awful lot, mate.
Yeah, same.
All right. What are your balls telling you?
If you look at my knees, if you can see them, I think I not to bore the crowd, but I think I'm very similar to Charlie. I just want a fairly simple life, provide for my family, provide for my loved ones, financial freedom. But then I think we're all saying, like, that's not too much to ask for, but how many people do you know that have financial freedom? How many people do you know that can just work where they want?
Oh yeah, but how many people do you know that just like don't do anything?
Yeah. Exactly. I don't know many. So like do you know
I know so many people.
You know what I mean? I see plenty of people like just walking down the street. They you know what I mean? They'll work their job and they'll just
do something. If you want to do something and do something about achieving something, then pretty much anyone can do it. That's the one thing that you've got to people don't realize that that's something that you learn. Like, do you know what I mean? People are very much like, he has it, he doesn't have it, therefore I'm fucked. End of the day, some people learn it easier than others because everyone's brain works differently, but it's still something that has to be learned. And it's complex. Like, there's a lot more to it. Like, I've pretty much just touched the surface. But
also, us just having this conversation at the moment about it, how concerned do you reckon we think we should be at the moment in not going too hard at the partying and maybe thinking about the future, because we are at a bit of a middle point right now. Wouldn't you think?
People, bearing in mind, I'm about to go to uni, and if I do 3 years of uni, like, as much as I'll be working and getting a degree, I'll still be partying an awful lot. I think 23 is the age that I met a lot of people out traveling that were 23 and upwards, and either they decided probably around that age that they were gonna stay out and travel, or they were gonna go home and get a proper job, a big boy job or something. I was just speaking to my friend. I was like, "Oh, what are you doing at the moment?" He was like, "I just got no money, looking for a job, to be honest." And he wants to go into the music kind of industry.
Well, we'll talk about mastery first. It's difficult, isn't it? As I was saying, to be the master of nothing, but to be good at a few different things and having to experiment in a field of opportunities and opinions.
Yeah.
Joel, you have a bit of a different kind of situation with mastery and stuff. How do you find balancing life, right, with having something like sport that's been, you must be quite fortunate for something like being good at sport has fallen into your lap. It was a young age, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to think about too many things as such if you want to become the best in that field.
Well, yeah, I'm lucky that I've had something that I know I'm good at from a very early age that I've managed to be successful in. But at the same bloody time, like I'm still in the same of all of yous. I'm like, things are so uncertain, and things are like the truth is, mate, if we cut all the fucking bollocks, I don't fucking know. I have no clue. But it does help having that avenue that I can go down, like, it's pretty generic. Playing football and being good at it gives me that focus and gives me that direction at an early age, which I'm trying not to take for granted, because I'm very close to a gold mine. I'm very close to changing my life, so I'm focusing, but also at the same time I'm enjoying my life. You know what I mean? I'm enjoying partying. I like to party hard. I like to, I've got lots of friends. We live in a very good area, so like, who knows? But
Do you think the risks are higher when you have that kind of one thing that you're supposed to master, and that's your direction?
The pressure is high, because people have always known me as sort of that, people have always known me for that one thing. Even if they don't know me personally, they know that in the local area, they know that I play football, for example. So like, I guess the pressure's higher. But then, like, at the same time, it's the world's our oyster. I'm 20 years old. Yes, I want to play football, but if that's not the case,
what do you want to get out of football? Like you said earlier, it was a gold mine. Like, is that what you want?
Money, yeah.
Do you think money is money? We were talking about freedom earlier. Yeah. Do you think money is like the only form of freedom? Therefore, do you think financial freedom is the only form of freedom?
No, but yes and no, because with like if you're financially free, you can pretty much do whatever whenever you want. Money's not everything. Like, money doesn't give you a family or people you love.
Can money buy happiness?
I don't know. I've never had enough to know.
I think so,
probably. But I think it probably can, because
it definitely contributes. That's like, we live in a capitalist world, whether you like it or not. Like, that's just the way.
I think money can buy happiness, but money can also buy bad things. Money can buy sourness, and money can buy greed.
Yeah.
That is,
but it can buy happiness.
Of course.
And I think it's a tool. I think, and what you want is to be able to use money as a tool rather than a goal as such, and a destination of. What do you do once you get money when your only destination was to get the money?
But yeah, it's also
get more money. That's what people. Yeah.
And then you're caught up in the greed thing.
Yeah.
Someone from, I don't know, I was just in Thailand, for fuck's sake. Like, people living off money's not even really. Obviously, they think about money because they got to go to the shops and buy their food. But the amount of money, they're happy within the lives that they live because they were born into poverty, live in poverty. They're happy with poverty. They have to find happiness by doing other stuff.
But then
whereas people like us,
go on,
who are born in a country where we are capitalists. Like, you get what I mean? We want money in order to be happy. Well,
my point is as well, though. How do you know? For example, they're happy with poverty. For example, how do you know they're content in the position they're in? Because if we're very lucky to be in the circumstances we're in.
You're right. Yeah.
So where we don't have to worry. Like, some are poorer and some are richer in this room, but I've never not had a meal at night. I've never not been able to have an education. So to say, oh, that's just where they're from, so they're used to it. Not necessarily. In this day and age, there's internet. People are it's so accessible to know what you don't have.
But regarding my point, it's more like, no, they're not affected by those externalities too much, because they know they live a life that realistically they're not going to get out of, because they don't have the funds to get out of that life. But you still need fun. Like, for anyone to go traveling, you still need to be able to afford an aeroplane ticket and a passport, for fuck's sake. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, we live in a very global world.
Let's talk about women, and let's talk about how
female.
Let's talk about how obviously. Let's talk about if women are a
Beautiful
motivation or
Definitely.
a part of what we are striving towards. Is that what we are just striving towards at the end of the day? Is the highest quality woman and partner and breeder of children at the end of the day? Is that what we're aiming for, or are we aiming for something else? What are we aiming for, guys?
I don't really think about it like that, to be honest.
No?
I end up with the person that I fall in love with and end up with, end of the day. Like,
So you more leave it up to the universe, and whatever kind of lands in your lap is gonna.
Fate is real, bruv.
Yeah.
Fate guides everything. I will whatever I end up in will be the thing that I'm meant to end up in. I'll know, like.
But do you not believe that you would need to better yourself and upgrade yourself to find a high quality echelon of women?
Because you got to have a type, and
that's why I'm single, isn't it? Like, do you know what
So
I mean?
you don't think that you've reached?
I don't really date. Like, I'm a slag. I don't know. I meet people, make good connections with people. Like, I'm more likely to have sex with a girl that I make a connection with than a girl that I just think is fucking hot. Do you know what I mean? So realistically, like.
That's more common than you think, though.
Yeah, I know. I think,
I know. This it's a shame that, like, these days it's seen as like it's like, you just want one thing. Men just want one thing.
Yeah,
that's not true, is it?
I ain't no fucking villain.
Like, are we just here for a bone? Or are we just here for
sometimes depends. Yeah. It really depends.
Sometimes
it really depends. Because if I'm being real, I think to myself, and I think, if my balls got chopped off right now, what would I even be fighting for? Like, would I even care if my balls went, seriously? If, like, someone chopped off my fucking sack, yeah.
That's because you're a man. Like,
but
I'm pretty sure anyone in this room would.
But that's the question.
But it's not just. But that's not just sex. Like,
no, there's
an awful lot that testosterone defines in your life. Like, you wouldn't be able to play football as well. Like, your life would just inherently change.
But
why
the core
is
of but why is he playing football? Why is he trying to get to? Why is he playing football? Why does he want to get the money that he wants?
Yeah, yourself.
No, it's not for myself.
It's got to be about a woman.
Because I think that's what I think as a man. In my opinion, I think as a man, it doesn't all revolve around women, of course. It's not just women focused, but a lot of it is, for me personally. Because like, I'm not saying I want to be rich just to pull the baddest girl, because I want to get rich to look after people I love. I want to get rich to provide and to be seen as that person and to be proud of myself ultimately.
Yeah.
But I would be a big fat liar if I thought women didn't play a key part in my motivations in just everyday life.
Well, it's interesting what you say, because also what he's saying is that the money is not for himself. The money is for
others,
his wife, his potential wife in the future,
my mother, my sister.
But that's what I'm saying. I will still, but I don't go about it as in like, oh, I'm gonna find the next model standard. Female creature.
That's not what I'm going.
I know. I'm playing devil's advocate, but like,
I like that.
I still know that I will find the right person. It's very much fate versus do you have to find it yourself?
Do you really believe you'll find the right person because of fate? Because how many people do you reckon have that mindset and never find anyone? How many people have marriages that break down? How many people have, failed relationships and never find what they want?
Life's full of evil. Like, sometimes, like, there's good karma, bad karma, and that very much comes hand in hand with fate. Like, something good will happen, something bad may come from it because something else has happened. Like, it's.
Do you not believe you've got to fight and kind of earn for, like, you got to earn and fight for what you actually want?
You've got to guide fate. Like, you've still got to be you. Like, if you can't just sit there and be like, I don't just sit here and like drag me fate. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I still very much follow what I want to follow. We were talking about it earlier, finding something that you want to do by doing so many other things like this, that and the other, finding your path, but having that little light above you, like that little like glowing little speck
telling you that you'll be fine.
I'm on the right path.
Yeah.
And if I lose sight of that little speck, then realistically I've gone off the path and I'm not doing the right thing.
That's the thing, you've got to follow the path. Like, it's up to you to follow the path. Fate is a thing, but it's up to you to follow the path. Do you know what I mean? You can put yourself astray and you can do all these different things that might, I don't know, misguide you per se. And fate is still there. Yeah. But you might just be completely going the opposite way. Do you know what I mean?
Do you think
fate is not destiny?
I understand. I get that. Do you think the path is written already and it's your job to follow that as closely as you can, or do you think you can?
I don't think you can really even answer that question, because who's there to then write that path? Do you know what I mean? Like, everyone's so different, so there's no set path, but there is kind of the way our society is formed. Like, as I said earlier, there's groups and there's cliques that you've got to work around, and there's norms and there's conventions that you've got to adhere to. So I suppose they guide the path. Like, you've still got to fit into society, unless what you think is fate is just removing yourself from society, which for some people it is, and I think that's pretty cool. Like, sometimes I just sit there and like, maybe I should just go sit in the middle of fucking, I don't know, fuck knows where, take loads of acid and just live a life.
And that would be against the grain. That would be against the grain. Society. And how many times do you think that
I won't ever actually do that, by the way.
No, well, that's fine. But like, do you think that it's always conducted by society? And do you ever think that, like, fuck it, I'm gonna do something that goes completely against the grain? What is it? Do you think that's bringing that?
I think there's different levels, like, of going against the grain.
I'm asking these questions and it's like, fuck it, let's see what you're gonna say.
That's good.
I'm not even looking for a real answer to these questions half the time, mate.
But then, this is where I believe perspective and foundation comes into it, and what you've got to start with comes in it. Because I feel like someone like you, for example, you haven't got it all sweet, but I feel like, compared to the majority of people, you can afford to test the grain. You can afford. You've got the time to expand. With me, I come from a hard background where I don't have the fucking luxury of thinking, it's kind of like, for me, it's like now or never. So maybe that ties into the different mindset.
I completely hear that, and that's why I said for some people it's easier to kind of look at life that way than it is for others. And as we said earlier, like, it's a bit of a kind of, it's almost a skill that you've got to learn, like, but it was easier for me to learn that skill because I come from a very, very lucky background, but also I had to kind of recognize that myself. Do you know what I mean?
And that comes with its own set of problems as well. That comes with its own set of challenges.
Like, you can't define life. There's so many little
different avenues,
nuances,
and that comes with pressure. Joel, your thing comes with pressure, but also Dom, do you find that your side of things can come with the pressure as well? Because
of course,
you've been put in a place, but at some point you're gonna have to be responsible. You're gonna have to take the situation by the bollocks.
Yeah, 100%. And there's expectations and there's standards that, I mean, my parents will want me to uphold and
judge you for.
And judge me for. But also, I'm very lucky because my parents are, and there's always bits and bobs here and there, but on the whole, my parents are pretty good. Like, I've learnt to be their son. They've kind of learnt to be my parents, and we work pretty well together. And we all know that realistically, I know what those standards are, and I want to achieve those standards. And again, at the end of the path, those standards will be part of what that kind of fate looks like. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what it seems?
But it can be whatever. It can come in whatever shape and whatever form. Yeah. So for me, that's why I'm more lucky, because it can still come in whatever shape and whatever form. For a lot of people's parents are like, this is what you are going to do. Yeah. We have supported you financially throughout your entire life. You are now going to do this because this is how we have raised you. It's because there's just a more conservative look at life. Yeah. My parents are pretty liberal. Like.
There's a lot, but it's not just a political way. It's because there's a lot more on the line.